Another week, another boss event, and we've got Blast Populous here on a pretty easy map, end of the road, but there are some interesting modifiers. The boss only has 70% health with 300% speed, and there's pretty much zero bans besides some farm upgrades. Now on top of that, as per usual, I am going to be hopping into ranked mode, and it looks like this week is ranked upon least tiers with the best scores being sub 60, so that's what I'm going to aim for as well. Let's hop right into it. Here we go guys, least tiers boss event. I'm going to start with my man Benjamin right about here. And I'd also like to get a banana farm down. On top of that, we will get one defensive tower in the form of an engineer. Now, what's my reasoning behind these towers and the placements and all that stuff? Well, it's least tiers, so every single tower you place needs to have a specific purpose. Benjamin's pretty obvious, he's just gonna be making me a lot of money, and Geraldo is banned, which is typically the #1 hero choice in these types of events. The farm should also be obvious, as I want to rush a monkey bank here. That's gonna be the best farming play for early game. And the top path, bottom path farms were both banned. And as for the engineer, this is a cheap early game option. Then on top of that, it's a tier I'm going to utilize later, probably with like an ultra boost. And I didn't want to just use like a free dart monkey because that's spending a tier on something that's kind of useless for me later in the game. By the way, we got time penalty, but in this type of event, I'm not really too concerned with the time penalty. The only way it matters is if you actually tie on someone with tiers, and the person who spent the least amount of time takes the crown, but it's not like super important, if that makes sense. By the way, the reasoning for my weird Benjamin placement is I want his line of sight to be blocked by the cactus, because Benjamin actually loses you money in some of the later rounds with the balloon Trojan it throws on Moabs. So by blocking Benjamin's line of sight, it's going to throw that Trojan less, thus losing you less overall money. That's the reasoning. With that being said, we're going to be able to afford this bank at the start of round 12, which is actually pretty good. So let's do that. Perfect. And what's next on our farming plan, you probably are wondering. I'm kind of wondering the same thing. I think there's multiple ways we could take this. First of all, though, I'm going to redo this round, as I'd like to beat this round without leaking, and I'm pretty sure we can do that. Ability now. Later ability usage than last time. We leaked like one balloon there, that's fine. Actually, no, we sniped it. Oh no, we still leak one balloon. But as for my next plan for farming, we are just going to tank a lot of leaks on round 14 here. And I want to get a second farm on our end before we get any more defense, which I'm thinking should be affordable this round. Farm here. Do we get any bananas? We get $20, okay. It's now definitely time to get more defense though, I'll say that much. We are going to save up for a heli, because one of the best farming options we have in this event is special operations. So we'll have to spend tiers on a heli anyways. And as for the heli placement, I think we'll just have it right around here. Placement doesn't matter too much, but it will matter a little bit, and you'll see why later. You guys are also probably wondering why I'm not upgrading this farm. It's intentional that this farm stays unupgraded, because this farm is merely going to be used as a sacrifice into what will later be a Monkeyopolis. So I thought might as well just get this guy down early to make us a little bit of money as an unupgraded farm, and then its main purpose will be shown later. Alright, next thing we save up for though should be pretty obvious. We just want to get the I'm a Flown up, and I think we can do that now. Collect I'm a Flown, deposit. And yeah, this should be making me a solid amount of money. Once we get the full collect of the I'm a Flown with the I'm a Flown ability, we'll build that Monkeyopolis up. I may have made a small mistake though. I was depositing into the I'm a Flown, and I'm not sure if I left myself enough cash to afford this cleansing foam for the next round, because I need it for the round 28 leads, obviously. I might be able to afford it though, because we do make end of round cash from Benjamin and then some cash next round from our farm and everything. Let's see. Yeah, I actually think I'll be okay. Come on, cleansing foam, perfect. There we go, nice. And now after round 29 concludes, we should have a max cash out available. Very exciting stuff here. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, this should be the perfect spot. We'll go Monkey Town, and then when the round starts, we'll get Monkey City, which increases the range of the village, hopefully big enough to reach these two things, and then we'll get the Monkeyopolis up. Let's go. Should have worked. Yes, this is in range 2. Okay. Then last but not least, I guess we just redeposit into you. That's probably the next best decision to make. Now, the only annoying part is my I'm a Flown is not underneath my village's range. Does that make a difference for the I'm a Flown? If it is, I think it makes a difference. I could buy bigger radius on the village. Maybe in something like a Jungle Drums is smart later anyways. But I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid of spending those tiers, I'll be honest, guys. I'm so greedy with my tiers, I don't want to spend 1 or 2 there. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off on the village upgrades. I'm just too greedy for my own good. And then I think I collect you now. If I collect it, what do I do with that money? I don't have enough for a support Chinook yet. And that was the main thing I was thinking about getting. So I think I'm gonna wait one more round and just let this be a max collect. Max collect. Do I have enough cash? I don't. Man, that's rough. I thought I would have the support Chinook by now. I guess we just chill with the downdraft and redeposit. That's probably the best plan. Okay, I'm actually about to die in round 36. I can't wait for a max cash out from the IMF loan. It's just not gonna work. I need more defense. So this is probably not the ideal farming route, but it's what we'll do. I'm gonna collect you early, and once I get enough cash, we get the support Chinook up, which doubles the damage of the heli and makes a stronger blowback, so it's gonna help us out defensively quite a bit. Now what I can also do, now that I have purchased this heli, is we wanna make sure we stole these rounds effectively. Deposit into the IMF loan, by the way. So the way I can achieve a good stole is actually moving my cleansing foam. So then we pretty much have full control of how long these rounds are with my heli, if that makes sense. And I'm sure you guys know what the next plan is. We just want to save up for that special operations, which will be a huge upgrade once we purchase it. And hopefully that can defend the tier 1 boss. I'm not actually sure because the boss is pretty quick, 300% speed. And I don't want to crosspath the heli, even though crosspathing the heli increases the strength of special operations. I'd rather avoid spinning those tiers. Now I can collect you, and right when the round starts, we IMF loan ability, get our special operations up, and start popping the boss. Let's go. Start it. Perfect. Deposit into here, I guess. Let's see if this is enough. Now, ideally, we stole these rounds too. So I'm going to try to keep my heli like this, for example, where we're popping the boss with this marine, but we're blowing back the ceramics behind it. That's a very important way to play it. And it's also going to allow us to maximize the amount of crates we get per round. No, oh, it's when we hit the skull. That's what's happening. When we hit the skull, the marine changes its targeting and cleans up everything else. That's the issue. Okay, in that case, we are just gonna keep the marines on screen and let the rounds pass whenever they have to pass, unfortunately. That's just what needs to be done. I've got a feeling this is not gonna be enough damage though, even if I just constantly place the marines. Look at this. We have to wait a long time for this next one, and we've only done 2 skulls so far. So our pacing is completely off, which means we need to get some support in here. Let's just see how close we get first of all. I'm definitely gonna have to redo this defend again. But how much damage does the marine do overall? Maybe we can do 1 more skull, so it'd be like 5 out of the 8 skulls. Yeah, that appears to be the case. Okay. Well, at least we know now. This is what I'm gonna need to do. Add a spike factory in here. As the overall plan for today's video is to defend with the spike factory Paragon. So adding like a spike storm, for example, will help me a ton for this tier 1 defense. And popping Blast Pop is here was actually very difficult. This took me a ton of attempts. The first time I just tried doing with an uncross-path Spike Storm, but the issue is we can't afford the Spike Factory upgrades initially, so it doesn't even help out that much. And you can see we got a little bit closer, but still about 2 skulls remaining. So then after that, I decided to look at my village and give that guy a Jungle Gems buff, also increasing its range, spending an extra 2 tiers, and that got even closer, but it still wasn't enough. Until finally, we barely got a solution to work with a Jungle Drums village and a 140 Spike Storm, so we had to get the bigger stacks upgrade on the Spike Factory as well. Finally ending the first part of this boss defense with 31 tiers spent. Please. Oh my gosh, I think I finally defended this tier. I actually forgot to deposit into IMF loan while I was defending, but it's fine. Much more difficult than I thought it would be, but tier 1 has been defended. But now that we're through that, we just want to make sure we're stoling these rounds literally to the max and getting as many heli crate abilities as possible. So I'm actually going to move everything out of the track range besides my heli. And we are saving up for the Monkeynomics next. That is the plan. And in case you're wondering, the way you can tell how long you need to stall the rounds to get like the max amount of heli abilities off is you need to wait for the time penalty to start rising. Once the time penalty starts rising, the ability stops going off cooldown. So that's basically the tactic I'm using here. And there's actually another way I can sneak out a little bit of extra cash I now have realized. We can move Benjamin in the range of my village at the end of the round. The reason why I'm doing this at the end of the round, when there's regrows on the screen as well. The reason why I'm doing it on the regrow rounds at the end is because this way I don't really lose much income from him, like Trojaning the balloons, but I get the extra income he makes at the end of the round from the village buff. And since we stole the round due to regrows, we can just move him back behind the cactus for the next round. But yeah, you don't lose much income because if you're just spam regrow farming the balloons, the balloons stop making you income anyways. And I think we can afford that nomics. Let's do the math. Oh, I need to wait for this round to end. If I do it right now, it'll be like 1,000 off. Okay. Now we can do it. Collect. And right when this round starts, we IMF loan and get the Nomics. Let's go. Perfect. Now, it's not going to let you use the Nomics ability while you're in debt. So I'm hoping by the time this comes off cooldown, I'll have enough money to pay off the debt, if that makes sense. Which a way you can pay it off faster is just by depositing and collecting into this over and over again. So now we've only got 4.6k debt remaining, which sadly won't get paid off in time before I get this ability. Well, actually, wait. I can use the ability while I'm in debt. I was completely wrong about that. Okay, I guess you learn something new every day, guys. So now that we have Nomics up, we still want to continue stolen the rounds. There's even more of a reason to do it, because I have 2 abilities that are giving me money. Okay, I've made it all the way to round 59, preparing for the tier 2 defend. What do you guys think I'm going to use for this tier 2 defend, though? That's my question. A lot of you would probably answer the Carpet of Spikes. That makes the most sense, right? Because you used Spike Storm for the first tier, Carpet of Spikes is just the stepping stone for that, and you're going for the Spike Factory Paragon later in the game. Also, we're going to move Benjamin this round, as I did in the previous time, because it's a tactic. Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to go for Carpet of Spikes. My plan is actually going for the Super Mines, which is obviously a lot more expensive, but there's a big advantage to the Super Mines over the Carpet of Spikes, which will make sense later, so just stay tuned for that. I'm also cross-pathing my Super Mines. I think that's worth. Let's go. 189,000 HP. All right, Spike Storm off the rip. That's going to give us a decent bit of damage. Okay, another ability now. Perfect. 25,000 more is what we need. It's going to be challenging to make this money in time, though. I'm hoping Supermines just, like, pops this boss almost instantly once I buy it. I may have not farmed hard enough. Move it here. Yeah, I'll be okay. I'm affording it in a second. Come on. 1k more. 1k more. Got it. Let's go. Start popping the boss down. Let's actually move it here. All right. Surely this has enough damage, right? It actually might not have enough damage with how much time I have remaining. I don't think it does. Yeah, we're gonna be like 3 skulls remaining here. Dang. Okay, we gotta retry that. Which means we have to resort to Carpet of Spikes. Which might not seem like a bad thing. Like, what's wrong with Carpet of Spikes is probably what a lot of you guys are thinking. Why is it bad that I have to resort to it? Well, the reason why it's kind of bad I have to resort to this is with Carpet of Spikes down, it's gonna constantly throw spikes around the map. Obviously, that's what it does. And that's a problem because all of my money is generated through abilities pretty much. So it's going to be a lot harder for me to stall the rounds. If I had Supermines, for example, I could later just like Chinook my Supermines away and stall the rounds easily. With Carpet of Spikes, that's not a luxury I have. But yeah, it's currently looking like Carpet of Spikes is easily enough to defend this boss. I mean, we have 3 skulls remaining. Well, maybe not easily enough, but it should be enough based on how far the boss has traveled and everything. It's actually kind of good that there's a couple of leads here because the leads are going to allow me to stall the round a little bit before they reach my cleansing foam in the back. Which, as I was talking about beforehand, stalling the rounds is like the most important thing for my strategy. Another marine. Kind of was a bad marine location. Oh wait, we just heated up the boss though. That's not good. That's fine. I think we're fine though. Even with heating up the boss, we still are dealing really good damage. Come on, at least one more ability. Oh, 2,500. One more. I can move you if I need to. I don't think I need to, though. Keep it underneath the village range. Please, activate. Activate. Yes. No way. I don't think that's enough. I have to go out and go back in. How can I get a tad bit more damage? Maybe a better marine location? And let's move this. Let's move this as well, actually. Just so the regular spikes damage the boss that deploys. I think we've got it this time. Marine again. Yes, we did. We did it. You know, not the best tier 1 and tier 2 defenses, but I'll take them. All right, I'm going to collect you now and get this Ultra Boost up. Ultra Boost is pretty important because I need to Ultra Boost stack my Spike Factories to defend the tier 3 boss. So I'll start stacking on a Supermines early, I guess. But yeah, you can see what I'm talking about here. Like, my Carpet of Spikes is just going to keep on popping these balloons over and over again. It's very annoying. And I guess in theory, I could move it out of the village range so it doesn't have jungle drums buff, but I think I'd rather keep it in the village range for the extra cash per pop still. It's just something I have to deal with here, you know. Okay, we've made it to round 72, and this round's actually pretty dang important because there's a lot of regrow balloons, and I'm hoping there's a way I can regrow farm them even with Carpet of Spikes on the field. If I can just make them regrow enough, Carpet of Spikes won't be able to handle them, and then we can stall the round effectively. Now, it's going to be very difficult to achieve. I mean, I guess I could try using, like, Benjamin ability at a certain timing, where it stops attacking when the Carpet of Spikes would actually just do the, yeah, if that makes sense. But that didn't even make any difference. I still can't regrow farm these balloons. That is just very unfortunate. Wait a second. Please? Please say this is officially regrow farmed. It looks like I'm doing it. It looks like it's thinning now. I wonder. Let's redo this round and actually move my carpet spikes this time. I know I'm gonna lose out on the village buff to get extra cash per pop. But without jungle drums on the carpet spikes, it's gonna make it easier for me to regrow farm because it's gonna be throwing those spikes less often. And just like that, guys, I have created an infinite regrow farm, which allows me to get all 10 Ultra Boost stacks out of this round that I'm using on spike factories, because I'm gonna need my 5th tier spike factories to be fully ultra boosted for that tier 3 defend. And round 74 is not the only round to do this tactic on. I do it once again on round 76, and then lastly on round 79, we also do that tactic. I wasn't able to get 10 Ultra Boost stacks this round though. It was a little bit harder to continue the regrow farm because of rainbows, not ceramics, but we made it work. Now on to that tier 3 defend. Let's move the carpet spikes back. I'm gonna upgrade you into a super mines. Perfect. And I'm gonna upgrade you into a perma spike. Let's go. Ability, overclock you. Marine now, 1.19 million HP. So there's a decent amount of HP to get through, but I think we can do this. Make sure to target the permaspike. It's entering the Supermines pile now, so Supermines will do a lot of damage, which is good. All right, first skull is hit. Good. Let's be ready to move my Supermines now. Okay. Move it again. It's currently looking like I probably don't have enough damage, I'll be honest. We are down 3 skulls more than halfway through the map. Keep moving the Supermines. We need to get a lot of damage right here, is what it comes down to. The permaspike pile should go crazy for us. Yes. Or not actually that crazy, but it did something at least. I'm still pretty far off, actually. That's kind of crazy. I thought we'd easily have enough damage. With 10 times Ultra Boost stack on basically everything besides carpet spikes, which is 7. Okay, I think I've got to spend some extra tiers. The closest I could get is about 2 skulls remaining. So if I'm spending extra tiers, I think the best play is most likely a Homeland defense. It would have been nice to have this ability off cooldown from the start, but it's too late for that. Let's see if this works though. Homeland now. Move you here. Double attack speed is really nice. The only annoying part is we're not going to get that many Homeland abilities off just because it's Blast Populous and everyone knows what Blast Populous does to your ability cooldowns. I know I still have the carpet spikes up here. I'm too busy chinooking my Supermines to chinook my carpet spikes back yet. Having the Supermines attack the boss is like the most important thing, obviously. Okay, can I get another Homeland defense ability off, please? I can. Actually, that's a good sign. And we can get another Ultra Boost off, too, right before the boss heats up. Which is really good. Okay. Yeah, look at how far our damage is ahead of last time. Oh, but look at this. Because the boss heated up, our Chinook ability got reset, and now our Supermines is just not attacking the boss for like a long period of time. Hopefully we don't end round 82. Because if we end this round, then the Supermines are going to clear. Homeland? Yes. Move Supermines here. Okay. 3 skulls remaining. We've got Jungle Drums, Ultra Boost, and Homeland on it right now, so it's maximum attack. Well, no longer Homeland, but it had max attack speed for a while there. 2 skulls remaining. I think we've got this. I need to Chinook this one more time. Please, Chinook, come back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. Here? I might need to take another attempt at this. I don't know if we have enough damage in time. Maybe if I get Homeland defense back? Come on, Homeland. Yes? I need this Ultra Boost back. I need this Ultra Boost back. Yes? Chinook here? Please. Please. 22,000. 8,000. No! That was like 2,000 HP remaining. You gotta be joking. I could try a retry last round, but with Spike Factory, typically when you do this, you actually end up with a lot less damage than the previous attempt, because it messes with like how many spikes are on the map and everything, so we'll just redo it from the start. I'm sure it's not gonna be that hard to do this, it's just a little bit annoying I was so close.
One eternity later.
Alright, we did it. Tier 3 boss has been defeated, ladies and gentlemen. It actually took me a while to complete this, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna do it like the next attempt because I got so close in the first attempt, but that was like 5 attempts deep. Either way, we're gonna start moving everything out of the range again because we're gonna try to stall these rounds, which is easier said than done. I guess our Ultra Boost stacks can also go on the farm. I think it impacts how fast this guy builds interest and stuff if you Ultra Boost it. There's no really reason to Ultra Boost my Spike Factories anymore. But yeah, plan's pretty simple. we want to get the Spike Factory Paragon mid-tier 4 defend, basically as late as I possibly can. And we're aiming for a degree 40 Spike Factory Paragon. If I can get past degree 40, that's better, but I think degree 40 is like the minimum you need to defend the tier 5 boss, so that's what we want. Now obviously right now I'm not even close to affording the Spike Factory Paragon, but I can sell the farm, sell my village, and farm for a lot more rounds before we have to worry about affording. Now if all of that works out, my ending score will be 56 tiers, which is pretty solid. Let me think about what it would be if I didn't get any cross paths though, because I feel like there's a lot of cross paths I got that might be cuttable. It would have been very difficult to pull off, but who knows. There'd be 1 tier saved there, 2 more there, so that's 3 tiers, and then 2 more on this guy. So that's 5 tiers that could have maybe been saved from cross pathing. I doubt I would have been able to cut the Supermines crosspath. Like, how would I have defended the tier 3 boss without the Supermines crosspath? That would not have been possible. Now, one good thing about the rounds at this point is they're more difficult, so my Carpet of Spikes doesn't pop everything quickly, and that means I can pretty much push every round to when the time penalty starts, thus farming as many abilities off as possible. Now, at this point, you might be wondering why I still have Benjamin over here. Like, there's no way Benjamin would still be losing me more money than he gains me underneath the village, for example, right? And that's true. The reason why it's still over here is because when the Trojan throws in mobs, not only does it lose you money, it also loses you pops, and those pops are very important for the Spike Factory Paragon. So we're still going to keep Benjamin behind the cactus. It is time though for that tier 4 defend. How much selling power do I actually have? Let's figure that out. If I sell off everything, we get to 699,000. Okay. So we're pretty close to affording just straight up, but that means we can sell over $250,000 worth of stuff, which is good to know. Now I think I'm gonna Chinook my Supermines actually over here. I'm gonna focus on popping the rounds with the Supermines rather than popping the boss, because I think that's how we're gonna farm pops faster, by popping the rounds quickly. All right, let's go. Homeland, Carp to Spikes. We still should be able to deal a decent bit of damage against the boss. Don't get me wrong there. Well, actually, wait a second. If I just throw some spikes in the front, I can actually probably just move this. The rounds are easy at this point where I can probably just have some spikes in the front and then move it and focus the boss. Well, maybe. I'm not sure if that'll be something I can consistently do though. Maybe I'll just keep my Supermines in this location. Okay, we're gonna hit at least 1 skull before I get the Paragon, which is good to know. Okay, do I go for the Paragon yet? Round 107 hit. Let's see what degree I get. Remember, I'm aiming for degree 40. All right, let's sell now. Yes. And then we do max cash slider. What degree? 39. There's no way that's only 39. How am I missing 1 degree? I feel like I can farm pops better if I move my Supermines more effectively around the boss, but let's try, first of all, see if I can get 1 more degree by waiting a little bit. The problem with waiting here is obviously now I might not have time to pop the boss. That got me 41, okay. Let's see. I doubt this is enough time. Yeah, it looks like the Paragon's completely stunned anyways, for a good bit of this time. I can't even use the Paragon abilities. It was a decent attempt though. Let's retry from 100. Instead of keeping my Supermines at the start of the track, maybe we'll focus the boss with the Supermines and see if I can farm more pops that way. Alright, a lot less rounds have passed, but we have done more damage against the boss, so let's see if this works. Get you up. What degree? 40, okay, this might work. Set target back here. Oh, dude, the stuns are gonna be like so annoying again. I just need to get this, like, if I can't get the Spike Factory Paragon abilities off, I'm just kind of screwed here. And it looks like to be the case. I mean, we got closer this time. I feel like it's definitely possible to get away with degree 40 and defend. We got like half the HP down there. But dude, I'm telling you, every single tier of this boss has been difficult for me so far. This has not been an easy boss fight. But I got back on my horse and continued attempt after attempt, and slowly but surely actually getting the degree 40 Paragon a little bit sooner and sooner by optimizing my Chinooking of the Supermines and whatnot. So you can see here on this attempt, since I got my Spike Factory Paragon at a little bit of a better timing, I was able to get a ability off, which allowed me to throw down a couple more extra spikes, and we got the boss down to 1.5 million HP remaining. Obviously that's still not enough damage though, which takes me to my final attempt where I did actually defend this tier 4 boss. I'll take you through the entire thing. Off the rip, we just use all of our abilities, then we're going to Chinook the Supermines, keep the Supermines attacking the boss for a good bit of this time. The thing is, we don't keep the Supermines entirely glued against the boss. On round 103, what I do is Chinook my Supermines back to the front, just to deal with this round quickly, because we do want to still defend the rounds while we're popping the boss, obviously. Then Chinooking my Supermines back to the boss after that. And through these tests, what I learned is I need to get the boss down to about 3.8 million HP. If I can do that, then I know I've got enough pops for the degree 40. And you can see here, I achieved that right at the start of round 106, with the boss still having a good amount of track length remaining. So very quickly, I sell off all of my towers, Chinook the Supermines into the location where I want the Paragon, build it up, and get degree 40 just in time. And then one other optimization I make is right before I hit the skull, which is going to heat up the boss and reset my cooldowns, I get the Spike Factory Paragon ability off and I use the Benjamin Biohack. The Benjamin Biohack is helpful because it's going to downgrade the DTs, thus the DTs are clearing out less of my spikes and I'm leaving more spikes to pop the boss. So yeah, it's allowing me to build a pretty big pile in the back. And the reason why I'm keeping all the spikes completely in the back instead of targeting them on the boss is because I still don't want to pop the boss yet. I'm trying to get one more Spike Factory Paragon ability off before we do that. And just like that, I actually achieved that too. 2 Spike Factory abilities were used this time. I need to do that beforehand because now once the boss is hitting the spike pile, it's just going to constantly freeze my abilities and I can't get any more off. So basically that order was super important. Then skull after skull is getting taken down from our massive spike pile in the back. And just like that, the tier 4 boss has finally been defended. Oh my gosh. I literally have been on this tier probably 4 hours. And I finally beat it. So that's pretty cool. But man, that was time consuming. In the process, I also realized why this was so much more difficult than it needed to be, so check this out. If I go to my monkey knowledge, I have this bottom one enabled, which makes all the mob class balloons spawn in a damaged state, and specific 10% less HP. Now normally I have that monkey knowledge disabled for all the boss events, and the reason that's a problem is when the mob class balloons are spawning with less HP, it's much harder to farm pops or paragons. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if I had the monkey knowledge disabled, this Spike Factory Paragon would be like degree 41 or 42. But yeah, the reason I had that monkey knowledge enabled was because when I made the deflation video a week ago or so, it was good for me to enable it because it allows me to push farther in deflation, since you don't need to farm pops there and you just want the mobs to be weaker. But for all my boss videos, I normally have that monkey knowledge disabled. I just forgot to re-disable it. And if you already start a run, you can't like change the monkey knowledge mid-run. You'd have to restart the run altogether to turn it off. Either way, I'm hoping the tier 5 defend is free. Degree 40 Spike Factory Paragon's enough, but we'll have to wait and see. In preparation for the tier 5 defend, there's not really much I can do. The main thing is just having all my spikes throw in the back, which might seem weird, having them throw back here. It'll make a little bit more sense when the boss comes out, but basically I want them in this location because all the spikes are gonna like explode immediately when the boss comes. And I'll spread out the like mob shredder spikes over a good amount of area to insta-kill multiple skulls. Boss comes out next round though, so let's be ready. One other thing I can do while the boss is out is use Benjamin's level 10 ability to downgrade the blimps that come out. Here we go though. Let's use this ability now. Target it up here. Insta-kill the first skull. This is why I target them upwards, so then we have a lot of mob shredder spikes at the top so we can insta-kill multiple skulls or get close to insta-killing them. Alright, there's 2 skulls down. I think I start the Spike-Ageddon now. Okay. Maybe I should have started Spike-Ageddon right away. I don't know if delaying the ability usage was good. The reason I initially thought of delaying the ability usage was I didn't want Spike-Ageddons to explode while we were killing the skulls very quickly. Either way, we're going to use a downgrade in round 121 now. Help preserve some of my spike pile. Nice. And actually, what I can do is target the spikes over here as well. Like, more off the track, so they don't get used up as much. Oh, and look at that. All of the Spike-Ageddon spikes have actually disappeared, which is good, so then the next ability usage I do from it, it will reapply everyone. Where normally, not every single one gets cleared, and if you use the ability again, it's just going to explode them. So, yeah, that's nice. Throw them down again. That's weird. I guess it didn't throw down the Spike-Ageddons. That might kind of screw me over, I'm not going to lie. I used the ability and nothing happened, it looked like. And I also have effects at 100%, so I should be able to see everything that occurs. But it did not look like any Spike-Ageddons were dropped, which means I might be in big trouble here when the boss comes around, since I did not get that second Spike-Ageddon ability off. We're going to use Benjamin level 20 ability on round 125, by the way. Alright, start throwing these even farther back. How's the damage looking? It's looking decent. Oh wait, I can't use Benjamin level 20 ability next round because Now my abilities got reset. Hopefully this is enough of a pile. Let's see. Oh, this is easily enough of a pile. What the heck? Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe not easily, but it's definitely enough of a pile. Okay. At least we had an easy tier 5 defense, because tier 1, 2, 3, and especially 4 actually took a very long time. This may have been possible with even less than a degree 40 Spike Factory Paragon, I'll be honest. The fact that the Spike Again ability did not work there, and we still defended it first try, I bet you could do it with less than 40. But I'll take it. That was nice. 56 tiers. How do we stack up with that? And we're 8th. Yeah, the leaderboard has gotten much more competitive while my run was going. Number 1's 44 tiers, which seems absurd watching my run, but you have to remember, like, we had the monkey knowledge slip up, which definitely hurts us. And on top of that, I doubt they used a degree 40 Spike-A-Gon. They probably had a lower degree one and made tier 5 work. So nicely done to K-Fam. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like button, subscribe button, round like out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.